Hi everyone, it's Janis here with another episode to help you build better daily structure and be in control of your life. David Goggins is retired Navy SEAL and the only member of US Armed Forces to complete SEAL training, including 2 Hell Weeks, the US Army Ranger School and Air Force Tactical Air Controller training. David is also ultramarathon runner, ultra-distance cyclist, triathlete, motivational speaker and author. His success wasn't handed to him though. Goggins had a terribly hard life. After surviving an abusive and traumatic childhood, he faced poverty and became overweight in his 20s. As a result of the trauma from his childhood, he was nearly illiterate as a teen. But none of this stopped him to become one of the fittest men on the earth. Today, we'll take a look at the David Goggins book, Can't Hurt Me, to learn what it really takes to become the best version of yourself. So let's dive in. Number 1. Accountability mirror. First of all, if we want to change, we need to become honest with ourselves. David developed a system to keep himself accountable. Here is how it works. Write all your insecurities, dreams and goals on post-it notes and stick them on your mirror. Be brutally honest with yourself. If you need more education, remind yourself that you need to start working your ass off because you aren't smart enough. If you're not in shape, then admit it and write it down on a post-it note. You have to stop any excuses and blame to get fitter. Get a gym membership and start working out. Each step should be written on its own post-it note. That means you have to do some research and break it all down. Number 2, do uncomfortable things. Usually, when people experience fear, they try to avoid this thing that they're afraid of at all costs. For example, if you're building your personal brand, you might be afraid to do interviews with other creators because you don't like to be in front of camera. But fear, most often, is not an indication of the things that you shouldn't be doing, but instead, the things that you actually should be doing. Fear, most often, is the gateway to growth and expansion, and that is what we all should be focused on if we want to improve our lives. So when you build your personal brand, you have to collaborate with other creators if you want to raise your brand presence and expand it. That's why you have to become comfortable with being uncomfortable. Dig out your journal and write down all the things that you don't like to do or that make you uncomfortable. Especially those things that you know that are good for you. Doing things, even small things, that make you uncomfortable will make you stronger. The more often you get uncomfortable, the stronger you'll become. Number 3, cookie jar. We all have a cookie jar inside of us because life, being what it is, has always tested us, even if you are feeling low and beat down by the life right now. I guarantee that you can think of the time or two when you overcame odds and tasted success. It doesn't have to be big victory either. It can be something small. Cookie jar is eventually placed in your mind where you store your memories about your past successful experiences. If you haven't recently thought about little wins and victories, then your cookie jar might feel empty and you have to top it up. Crack open your journal and write out all your achievements, including life's obstacles you have overcome, like quitting smoking or overcoming depression. And then, when life is testing you again, you can reach into your cookie jar and pull out a cookie that will raise your head and make you realize that you can make things happen if you put in the effort. Number 4, 40% rule. Most people give up when they have only given around 40% of our maximum effort. Even when you feel like you have reached your absolute limit, we still have 60% more to give. Once you know this to be true, it is simply a matter of stretching your pain tolerance and removing your self-limiting beliefs so you can get to 60%, then 80% and beyond without giving up. David Goggins calls it the 40% rule, and the reason it is so powerful is that if you follow it, you will unlock your mind to new levels of performance and excellence in sports and in life, and your rewards will run far deeper than mere material success. Life is full of imposed limits and standards, and with time, we start to believe that we can only execute to the certain level of effort. But if you know the 40% rule, you also know that you have to keep going after you think that you have done your absolute best. Number 5, gradual improvement. Now that you are familiar with the 40% rule, it is time to take action on it. The best approach to do it is with gradual improvements. Whether you're running on a treadmill or doing a set of push-ups, get to the point where you're so tired and in pain that your mind is begging you to stop. Then, just push 5 to 10% further. This gradual ramp-up will help prevent injury and allow your body and mind to slowly adapt to your new workload. It also resets your baseline, which is important because you're going to increase your workload another 5 to 10% the following week, and then week after that. The newfound mental strength and confidence you gain by continuing to push yourself physically will carry over to other aspects of your life. The bottom line is that the life is one big mind game. The only person you're playing against is yourself. Number 6, work ethic. So what is the secret tool that David Goggins is using? David says that work ethic is the single most important factor in all of his achievements. Everything else is secondary, and when it comes to hard work, whether it's in the gym or at work, the 40% rule applies. To Goggins, 40-hour workweek is a 40% effort. With everything that he has accomplished in his life, including completing toughest races on the earth, Goggins is the living proof that anything can be accomplished with hard work and effort. Number 7, after action report. When people fail, they often walk away and don't want to look back at it. At the end of the day, it is a failure and it is painful to look at it. But there is a huge value in failure, and David has a system that he uses to examine the failure for future success, and it is called After Action Report, or in short, AAR. First off, write out all the good things, everything that went well from your failure. Be detailed and generous with yourself. A lot of good things will have happened. It's rarely all bad. Then, note how you handled your failure. Did it affect your life and relationships? How so? How did you think throughout the preparation, for and during the execution stages of your failure? You have to know how you were thinking at each step, because it's all about mindset, and that's where most of the people fall short. Now go back through and make a list of things that you can fix. This isn't time to be soft and generous. Be brutally honest. Write them all out and study them. Then look at your calendar and schedule another attempt as soon as possible. Whether it's an app that you developed and it turned out to be failure, or you launched your business and it failed, you have to go back and examine it with after action report. This will enable you to learn about good and bad so that you can improve and give it another go to succeed. If you want to manage your time better, have more structure in your life, and achieve your goals, make sure you check out my time planning application. You can set goals and track progress towards them, create time blocks and build your own daily structure, as well as log your time and measure your performance. Best of all, it's totally free, so press here to check it out right now. I'm working on new videos every day, so be sure you subscribe so you don't miss my next episode.